From great-grandfather to forgive me. The story of Eva Clarke is a miraculous tale of life-defeating death, of a husband and a wife torn apart by the Nazis' death machine, who still managed to bring new life into the world. This is a story of a baby born in a death camp.
First thing that comes to mind is how on earth did my mother manage to give birth to me here? My mother was in Auschwitz for a relatively short space of time, but she did say it was sheer hell on earth. And after that time, she was found to be still strong enough for work, and so she was sent to the Freiburg slave labor camp, where she was to remain for 6 months, becoming more and more starved and more obviously pregnant. The beginning of April of 1945, this is when the Germans, realizing they were losing the war, this is when they began to evacuate the camps. She was put on yet another train, but this time it didn't consist of cattle trucks. This time it consisted of coal wagons. And my mother was on a train like this for 17 days, with no food and hardly any water. When my mother saw the name Mauthausen at the station, she had such a shock, and she started to give birth to me on that coal wagon. My mother weighed 35 kilograms. She described herself as looking like a scarcely living, pregnant skeleton. And there was a Nazi officer who saw that she was in the midst of child labor, and he said to her, "Du kannst weiter schreien," which means you can carry on screaming, because presumably she had been, and she always said that she was screaming not only because she was in labor, but because she thought this was her very last minute. On the 28th of April 1945, the Nazis had run out of gas, the gas chamber. My birthday is the 29th. Through telling one family story, we are making the history come alive. We should all learn to be tolerant of one another, respectful of one another, regardless of race, creed, color, whatever. And that is a lesson that we cannot stop trying to impart to young people especially. It was amazing for me to meet Mayor Eisenhower, because obviously his great-grandfather was such a hero, and because my mother distinctly remembered when the Americans liberated the camp. And my mother lived to the ripe old age of 96. It's very moving for me to be part of March of the Living, because I am, and my mother was. To light the torch is an amazing honor. And, you know, my mother will be with me in spirit, and she will be very proud.